How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to this exciting lesson about precompositions in After Effects. Now, what is a precomposition? Well, this is known as nesting or precomping, and it's a fundamental technique in After Effects that allows you to group layers together and create a new composition. So precompositions, or what we call them precomps, are useful for various reasons, such as organizing a complex project or applying effects to multiple layers at once and simplifying the overall workflow. Well, in this lesson, I'd like to explore the concept of pre-comping and providing practical examples of when and how you can use them effectively in After Effects. Now, understanding the pre-comping, what is the pre-comping and what it involves? Well, it involves selecting multiple layers, let's say all of these layers by holding Shift on your keyboard and left-clicking all the layers you want to pre-compose, and then you can Control-Shift-C on your keyboard, so click Control-Shift-C on your keyboard, and it will open up the pre-compose dialog here. Now you can call this whatever you want. I will call it precomp 1 and you can select here to move all the attributes in the new composition, which most of the time you will do. And you can select to open up the new composition. So once you click OK, this is what's going to happen. You will see in the timeline that it's exactly the same thing. The layers are in here, but actually if you go back to your main scene, you will see that now all of your layers are nested into this precomp 1, right? And you can kind of like double clicking and going in your precomp 1, or you can just jump quickly to it by going into this tab here and you will be in your precomp 1. So this is the idea of precomping. And why it's useful? Well, it's useful because you want to make sure to have an effect applied to many layers at once, or as an example that we will see in another lesson, is that it will allow you to create things faster and collect all of the layers together. Also, one thing, if I enable the shell layers here, you will see that in terms of the organization, it's much clearer to have a precomp like this, Control-Shift-C, and create another precomp. So you will be able to create also a precomposition by selecting all the layers by holding Shift on your keyboard and going under Layer, Precompose. That's another way of bringing up the Precompose dialog. And then when you click OK, it's going to create another precomp. And when you go back to your main scene, you can see now, if you look at the timeline, it's much clearer and more concise to be able to look at these two precomps and what they're doing respectively than actually having 15 layers in your timeline. Now, as I said, this highly depends on your use case scenario, but most of the time you want to pre-compose things, as you will see in a later lesson, in order to keep things nice and neat and organized. All right, this is it about the pre-comps. Now let's go to the next lesson, and I'll see you in the next one.